I'm a merit badge counselor. I love the question.
Bing, you're a merit badge counselor.
Well,
Contact
it's
the
not
service
quite
center.
that simple. So I think it's nationwide that it's now a paid position. You have to pay to register for it. It used to be free, $25 registration fee, and it's subject to a background check and completing safeguarding youth training, formerly known as YPT, youth protection training.
Right.
As well as every council can set a limitation on the number of merit badges that a merit badge counselor is authorized to teach within their council. Some councils, you can sign up for every merit badge and be a counselor. Some councils, like ours, limits to 20.
Ours is 10. So it really
However,
depends on the council.
I think for some of the merit badges, there are specific requirements to be a
correct,
counselor for it.
correct.
Yes.
Most of the water ones, like
and
canoeing,
shooting
you have to have an ACA certification, American Canoeing Association. Rifle shooting, you have to have range master training and such like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, most of the water ones, and then that's something we talked about with the roaming scouter Matt and such about the military service test lab one.
Yeah.
I think they need to put a requirement that you are a veteran or an active duty member, or at least a dependent that lived with a military parent for a period of time to be a counselor for that. Because I don't think somebody who's got no experience with the military should be doing that merit badge.
Right.
Because there's questions that will be asked that, I mean, we require you to justify why you are a counselor for any merit badge, because they'll ask you on the form, what makes you a subject expert, or what makes you qualified for this. And it doesn't have to be much, but certain ones are for safety and for integrity of the merit badge.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's
that's really the requirements that are needed to be a merit badge counselor. So those are the requirements.
That's
if you don't know how to weld, you should not be the welding merit badge counselor. Okay, so stay within your wheelhouse.
So Stan, I'll go second. This is a great question.
Okay.
Can I be a counselor for my own son? And he's gotten mixed answers from yes, no, and yes, but it's frowned upon. How do you answer that? Then I'll answer.
A merit badge counselor, based on the safety training that we do, should be multiple people going for that merit badge. If one of them happens to be your son or daughter, I don't have a problem with that myself. It is frowned upon by a lot of leaders, especially if it's something that, like chess game, there's a chess playing merit badge, metalwork, basketry, those kinds of merit badges. They're so simple that you probably would find quite a few merit badge counselors that are not related to the people they're counselors for. So personally, as long as there's many scouts there and they all go through the same process, then I think it's okay. But there are people out there who get kind of nervous about that. Personally, I was never a merit badge counselor for my son. Never. And I teach 5 different merit badges. So I never did, and he earned cooking merit badge, and I wasn't his counselor. So that's my personal opinion.
So one of the things that, because as you said in the pre-show, I'm the merit badge go-to guy here.
You are.
So there is nothing in the guide to advancement that says you can't.
Right.
Okay. The issue that people mix up is what's right and what's what's ideal. And ideal is that the merit badge experience is to work with as many different adults so they learn good and bad. You're going to have good and bad bosses later on in life.
Oh, yeah.
Good and bad teachers. However, if you're a metal worker and you're a metal work merit badge counselor, nobody should be questioning that you're being a merit badge counselor for your son. Here's where it's
specialized,
mindset comes. There's adults, parents that sign up, or even units that are insular, that we have a merit badge counselor for every one of the Eagle ones. So you go to either Mr. Jones, Mr. Stan, or Mr. Mike, and any one of those. So now they're going to the same 3 people that they're familiar with within the unit, and that's not ideal. And what you'll also get is these parents that go, yeah, I don't like the way you're running the troop, but I'm not going to go away from it. So I'm going to sign up and become a counselor and counsel my kid through all these merit badges.
No.
So how you combat that is you have at your unit committee meeting, write up a standard to say this is the expectation, and you must maintain consistency for every kid.
Right.
From that point forward. So if the unit says, look, we understand that parents are merit badge counselors, we really would like you not to, maybe that's all you need to put into your rules or your bylaws.
Yeah.
Or we have a policy that you can work with the same counselor only 2 times or 3 times to encourage that. Because remember, adult association is part of the ideals of scouting, and the merit badge program really does that. And to Stan's point earlier, I really struggle with the Eagle ones where people are like, oh no, I need to, and my kid's got special needs, so I know how to handle them better. Those are all excuses that they're going to be better off working with others. And does that mean everybody's going to be an ideal counselor? No. You're going to want to talk to people to say, hey, my kid's autistic, high functioning, or my kid's kind of shy. Talk to the scoutmaster. If you have a good scoutmaster, they're not going to limit you to the people within your unit. They're going to point you to other people. It's easy to point within the unit. But to me, what I do is I point them to the different opportunities and say, and then if you don't finish there, we have counselors in the unit that can finish up, which that's what it should be.
Yeah.
I think they get
to touch a little bit on the special needs.
Yeah.
That is very clarified now in the Guide to Advancement, section 15. So if you need to have a scout with special needs, it literally says in there that parents can be involved, but they can't be the counselor. I think that's actually part of the things they changed in that section.
Yeah. So, I mean, Mike, I know you've had some experience with this. I'm not shunning Nathan on this, but I know you've had some experience and thoughts on this.
Nathan's our pro.
I mean, so there's nothing about policy that would prevent me from being the merit badge counselor for my own kids. But I guess the way that I do it, if I'm scheduling something for the whole unit, or more likely multiple units, or even a council-sponsored activity, and I'm the one teaching the merit badge at this council-sponsored activity, my kids are not somehow excluded from completing that merit badge. Now, as a matter of practice, I'm not going to do a merit badge activity for only my kids. There's nothing in policy preventing me from doing that. But as a matter of practice, I just haven't, and I don't see that I would care to.
Yeah.
So I guess how we handle it.
And all that. So
So if there's a merit badge that my kids want to do, and I'm able to do it, at a minimum, we'll invite all of the units in the area. And we've gotten mixed participation. Sometimes I'm amazed with how many kids show up, and sometimes it's like 4 out of out of 70 kids that were invited. Okay. But at least we'll open it up, which I think that also is really good for kind of reciprocal. Hey, yeah, we invited your troops to a couple merit badge opportunities. It kind of hopefully we'll get invited to a merit badge opportunity that the other troops in our area are doing. So